I don't break in public, but I break real good alone. I smile at the table when they asked about your name. Said I hadn't seen you lately, like that didn't taste like flame. I wore my dress like armor, I wore my mouth like steel. Nobody saw the shaking underneath the way I healed. There's a kind of woman who won't let sorrow show, not because she's empty, but because she's been too low. I save the ugly crying for the room nobody sees, then come back looking royal with the blues inside my knees. I don't break in public, I don't fall apart. I let the night get private before I deal with my heart. But don't think I don't bleed. Some women suffer quietly and still refuse to plead. You thought I'd make a scene, you thought I'd call your bluff, but I have learned that silence can be louder than enough. I let you keep your story, I let them call me cold, but I know what it cost me to let go and look composed. The guitar understands me, it bends but does not bow, and I have learned from music how to hurt with honor now. So pour the room a slow one, let the Hammond testify. I may not show the wound, but that don't mean I didn't die. I don't break in public, I don't fall apart. Private before I deal with my heart. I don't break in public, but don't think I don't bleed. Some women suffer quietly and still refuse to plead. Don't mistake my lipstick for a soul that never cracked. Don't mistake my walking for a heart that didn't look back. I have cried without witness, I have prayed without sound, but every time I rose again, I owned a little more ground. I don't break in public, let the whole band know. I keep my hurt in velvet and my head lifted slow. I don't break in public, but tonight I'll let it sing. A queen can lose a lover and remain a queen. I don't break in public. That's not how I was made. But alone with the blues, I let the truth behave. Tender was the warning, but I called it love. You never came in loud, you never played the fool. You had a sinner's patience and a gentleman's cool. You poured me one more promise with your eyes half closed. I should have seen the danger in the way you move so slow. Your hand was not a prison, your mouth was not a chain, but every time you touched me, I forgot my given name. Some hearts don't need a weapon, some fires don't need a spark. You made ruin feel like velvet, you made trouble feel like art. Tender was the warning, sweet was the fall. You never had to ask me, I gave you it all. Tender was the warning, soft was the lie. You look like salvation with goodbye in your eyes. You smiled like a secret no saint could keep, and I followed that smile where the lonely women weep. The room got smaller, the music turned thin, and my better angels stopped checking in. I knew you were leaving before you touched the door, but warning has a hunger that remembers what it's for. I should have called it danger, I should have called it done, but your shadow crossed my body and I walked into the sun. The fall. You never had to ask me, I gave you it all. Tender was the warning, soft was the lie. You look like salvation with goodbye in your eyes. Now I don't curse your name, I don't blame the night. Some beautiful disasters know how to hold you right. I only blame the part of me that heard the sirens sing and still leaned closer like pain was a holy thing. Tender was the warning, slow was the flame. I lost myself smiling Her steps on the old wood floor. Came back to me tonight. Not loud, not close, just enough to change the light. I set my glass down slowly, like the room might hear it break. Some goodbyes keep walking, long after hearts awake. The piano held its breath, the bass moved underneath, and I felt the past come closer, with a rose between its teeth. Those steps on the old wood floor, they know where I have been. They move through every lonely hour and bring you back again. I don't chase your shadow, I don't call your door, but my heart still turns around for steps on the old wood floor. You left no letter burning, no promise in my hand, just the sound of almost staying where I could barely stand. I wore my pride like satin, smooth enough to hide the pain, but the night knew all my secrets when it whispered down your name. The guitar bent one blue note, the organ answered low. Some love never shouts, baby, it only learns to echo. Those steps on the old wood floor, they know where I have been. They move through every lonely hour and bring you back again. I don't chase your shadow, I don't call your door, but my heart still turns around for steps on the old wood floor. Baby, I love the leaving as much as I loved you. Maybe pain looks softer when it's dressed in midnight blue, but every time I'm healing, every time I'm almost free, that old floor starts remembering what you did to me. Those steps on the old wood floor, they keep their tender sin. They move through every quiet room and bring your body in. I don't chase your shadow, I don't call your door, but my heart still turns around for steps on the old wood floor. One step, then nothing more. Still I hear you, baby, on that old wood floor. She wears lonely well, like pearls against the black. Never begs the mirror for the years it won't give back. She walks past the tables with a calm nobody owns, smiling like a woman who has made peace with her ghosts. No one sees the trembling underneath her grace. No one knows the name she never lets herself erase. She won't call it sorrow, she won't call it pain. She just lets the music say what she will not explain. She wears lonely well, but lonely knows her name. It follows in the quiet like a slow familiar flame. She wears lonely well with her head held high, but every heart still breaks a little when no one asks it why. She loved a man once with a voice like worn out gold. He kissed her like a promise, then let the promise grow cold. She doesn't tell the story, she doesn't need applause. Some wounds look more expensive when you never show the scars. The piano leans toward her, the saxophone speaks low, and even all the strangers feel there's something they don't know. She won't ask for pity, she won't curse the past. She only orders one more song and lets the moment pass. She wears lonely well, but lonely knows her name. It follows in the quiet like a slow familiar flame. She wears lonely well with her head held high, but every heart still breaks a little when no one asked it why. Don't mistake her silence for a heart that doesn't feel. Some women learn to suffer with their lipstick looking real. And if she laughs too softly at a joke that wasn't kind, she's only teaching sorrow how to stand in line. She wears lonely well, like midnight wears the room, like a rose that kept its color even after it lost bloom. She wears lonely well, but I can hear the truth in every note she doesn't sing, and every dream she had to lose. She wears lonely well, so let the lights follow. Some queens don't need saving, they just need somewhere to go. I knew the coast by heart. I had swept up all the pieces, then handed you the sharpest part. You looked almost sorry, I looked almost free, but all desire is a liar when it kneels so prettily. I should have locked the evening, I should have turned the key, but loneliness was singing in a voice too close to me. You said you only needed one place to rest your head, but every time you stayed a while, you left a ghost instead. The last time I let you in, I lost another piece. You came dressed like comfort, but you never came with peace. The last time I let you in, my heart stood up and cried. No more loving someone who only comes inside to hide. You knew the softer hallway, you knew the weaker stair, you knew the room inside me where I kept the old despair. I hated how you found it without even trying hard, like your hands had memorized the bruises in my guard. But I am not that woman waiting at the flame. I can miss your body and still refuse your name. So take your tired sweetness, take your midnight grin. I won't burn my house down just to warm your skin. The last time I let you in, I lost another piece. You came dressed like comfort, but you never came with peace. The last time I let you in, my heart stood up and cried. No more loving someone who only comes inside to hide. I forgive the warning, I forgive the fall, I forgive the lonely girl who answered every call. But I will not forgive the man who knew just what he stole and called it love so softly while he emptied out my soul. The last time I let you in was the first time I chose me. I closed the door with shaking hands, but Lord, those hands were free. The last time I let you in, I let the old dream die. You may still haunt the music, but you don't own my life. The last time I let you in, you go, and the night felt cold without you, but the cold felt like my home. I don't hate the night anymore. It don't hurt like before. It still brings your shadow, but it leaves it at the door. I don't hate the night anymore. I can breathe when it arrives. Some wounds become music when the heart survives. There was a time I feared it, that slow fall of dark. Every little quiet put his hand upon my heart. I used to hear your leaving in the turning of the key. Used to blame the evening for what you did to me. But sorrow gets tired when you make it sing, and a broken woman learns she can outlive anything. I'm not all better, I won't pretend I am, but I can hold my sadness without reaching for your hand. I don't hate the night anymore. It don't hurt like before. It still brings your shadow, but it leaves it at the door. I don't hate the night anymore. I can breathe when it arrives. Some wounds become music when the heart survives. The piano sounds kinder than it did last year, and I can let a slow song play without needing you near. I still remember the shape of your goodbye, but it doesn't own the ceiling. It doesn't own the sky. I found a little mercy in the space you left behind, and I keep it on the table with this stronger heart of mine. Love was not the ending, though I thought it was. Sometimes losing someone gives you back your blood. I don't hate the night anymore. It don't hurt like before. It still brings your shadow, but it leaves it at the door. I don't hate the night anymore. I can breathe when it arrives. Some wounds become music when the heart survives. Maybe I'll miss you when the saxophone cries. Maybe I'll always last. I don't hate the night anymore. It don't cut like before. It still knows my weakness, but I know my worth more. I don't hate the night anymore. Let the dark come through. I made peace with silence, and I made peace with you. I don't hate the night anymore. Let the last note rise. I lost a love that broke me, but I kept my life. The room remembers her better than I do. Her glass half full of silence, a dress in midnight blue. The piano lost its manners when she walked across the floor. Every note leaned closer, like it knew her name before. She never said forever, she never promised stay, but she left a kind of sorrow that time can't wash away. I tried to call it over, I tried to call it gone, but some goodbyes keep breathing long after love moves on. The room remembers her when the lights go low. Every shadow turns around like it still wants her close. The room remembers her in the hush between the songs. I don't know where she is tonight, but I know she's not gone. Her laughter had a tremble, like a match before the flame, soft enough to bless me, wild enough to leave a stain. She touched my sleeve so gently, like a secret passing through, then smiled like she was sorry for what my heart would do. The band kept playing slower, the night began to lean, and I became the kind of man who lives inside a dream. I tried to drink the distance, I tried to change the key, but every lonely chord I play comes walking back to me. The room remembers her when the lights go low. Every shadow turns around like it still wants her close. The room remembers her in the hush between the songs. I don't know where she is tonight, but I know she's not gone. No thunder had to warn me, was just a moment. Why does it last this long? Why does her perfume vanish, but leave behind a song? The room remembers her, and I do too. In every glass of darkness, in every shade of blue, the room remembers her. When the last note bends and cries, she only danced one night with me, but she never left my life. The room remembers her, soft as candle smoke, and I keep singing softly for the heart she woke. The night didn't take me. It only taught me how to sing. I thought the dark would break me when you walked out that door. I thought my hands would reach for you and fall down on the floor. But something old inside me rose up without a sound, like a woman made of sorrow who refused to stay down. The piano kept on aching, the guitar answered low, and I learned there's still a heartbeat underneath what lets you go. I was not saved by morning, I was not healed by light. I simply kept on breathing till I outlived that night. The night didn't take me, it tried, but I remained. I turned your leaving into fire, I turned my hurt into a name. The night didn't take me, I stood where shadows fall. You may have left me broken, but you didn't take it all. I stopped asking strangers if they saw you in my eyes. Stopped dressing up my loneliness like some romantic prize. There's a grace in being empty when you stop begging to be filled. There's a crown inside a woman who survives what almost killed. I don't need your footsteps coming back across my floor. Some doors only open so we learn to close them more. I still feel the bruising, I still know the cost, but I am more than someone who only knows what she lost. The night didn't take me, it tried, but I remained. left me broken, but you didn't take it all. Let the saxophone cry, let the old keys moan, let the room remember how I stood alone. I don't curse your memory, I don't beg it to stay. I just let the blues carry what I won't carry today. The night didn't take me. Hear that old guitar rise, every scar inside my body learn to open up its eyes. The night didn't take me. I am still standing tall. You may have been my heartbreak, but you were never my fault. The night didn't take me, it only changed my tone. Now I sing a little deeper, but the voice is still my own. I met the woman after you. She looked like me, but stronger. She didn't come with thunder, she didn't break the wall. She rose up from the quiet after I had lost it all. She wore my same old body, she had my tired eyes, but she stopped making excuses for the ones who leave you dry. I didn't trust her courage, I didn't know her face, but she held me in the mirror like a long forgotten grace. You thought you took the best of me when you walked away, but some flowers learn the darkness before they learn the day. I met the woman after you. She don't cry like I used to. She lets the blues move through her, then she tells the truth. I met the woman after you. She can stand in her own light. You may have left me broken, but you didn't leave me blind. She doesn't hate your memory, she doesn't need revenge. She only keeps the lesson and lets the story end. She still loves slow music, she still feels too deep, but she no longer begs for hands that were never hers to keep. Then she lights a little candle and walks through her own flame. I thought love was losing if the lover didn't stay, but I found another kind of love when I let you fade away. I met the woman after you. She don't cry like I used to. She lets the blues move through her. Then she tells the truth. I met the woman after you. She can stand in her own light. You may have left me broken, but you didn't leave me blind. If you could see her singing with her head held high, you might not recognize the heart you taught to die. She carries all the damage, but she wears it like a crown. And every note she rises on is proof she didn't drown. I am the woman after you. Hear me now, hear me true. I took the pain you gave me and made it something new. I am the woman after you, no longer yours to lose. You may have written goodbye, but I wrote the blues. I met the woman after you. She looked like me, but stronger. And she's staying this time longer. The radio knew us before we knew goodbye. It played our little secret underneath a tired sky. You turned the dial slowly, looking for a song. I was looking at your hands, knowing I was already gone. The signal came in broken, but the feeling came in clear. Some stations fade to static, some voices stay right here. The radio knew us, it played us low and sweet. Two hearts on the back road, one love in the passenger seat. The radio knew us before the night was through. Now every old song finds me and drives me back to you. You laughed at all the wrong words, I sang the harmony. Your shoulder touched my shoulder like it had a right to be. We didn't talk of endings, we didn't count the cost. Some nights don't feel like leaving until everything is lost. The guitar hum through the speakers, the bass line roll like rain, and I felt forever passing without ever saying its name. The radio knew us, it played us low and sweet. Two hearts on the back road, one love in the passenger seat. The radio knew us before the night was through. Now every old song finds me and drives me back to you. I don't miss the highway, I don't miss that town. I miss the way your silence could turn my whole world down. I miss the almost morning, the blue behind the trees, and the song that kept on playing while you slipped away from me. The radio knew us, it played us low and sweet. Two hearts on the back road, one love in the passenger seat. The radio knew us, and maybe it still do, 'cause every old song finds me and drives me back to you. If you hear it someday, don't turn it down. That was us, baby, leaving town. I found your ghost in my laughter, not in tears like I thought. It came out warm and sudden, in a joy I almost caught. I was smiling at a stranger over something small and sweet. Then your shadow crossed the moment like a song beneath my feet. I hated how it touched me, so gentle, so unfair. You were gone from all my mornings, but somehow laughing there. I can handle sorrow, I know how it sounds, but joy with your face in it still knocks me to the ground. I found your gold but not my brighter side. They told me time would soften, they told me I'd forget, but nobody warned me happiness could carry your silhouette. A joke, a glass, a warm room, a melody off key, and there you were inside me, like you'd never set me free. I don't wanna miss you when the world is being kind, but love can hide in sweetness and come walking from behind. I made peace with lonely, I made friends with pain, but I don't know what to do when joy says your name. I found your ghost in my laughter, and it broke me open wide. Not every hurt comes crying, some come dressed in light. I found your ghost in my laughter, in a place I thought was mine. You left my bed, my hands, my life, but not my brighter side. Maybe that's the mercy, maybe that's the scar. You don't live beside me, but you taught me where songs are. If I must carry something, let it not be only ache. Let me keep the golden part, even if my heart still breaks. I found your ghost in my laughter, and I let the feeling rise. Every sweet and broken memory lit up behind my eyes. I found your ghost in my laughter, and I did not turn away. Some loves leave a shadow, some leave a brighter flame. I found your ghost in my laughter, soft as a hidden chord. I lost the man I wanted, but not the woman who adored. Old songs know better than friends who say be strong. They found the little places where the hurt has been too long. They don't ask for reasons, they don't judge the tears. They just pull up a chair beside the missing years. I heard one after supper, low and cracked with grace, and suddenly your leaving had a mouth, a name, a face. I tried to keep my pride, I tried to let you fade, but melody remembers what the daylight can't persuade. Old songs know better, they know where love has been. They open every locked up room and let the ache walk in. Old they just bring back you. There was no grand sorrow, no scene for folks to see, just your hand releasing what was left of me. I made myself a promise, I kept it for a while. Then one lonely chorus undid me with a smile. The guitar bent one blue note, the piano answered low, and I became the woman I was 3 goodbyes ago. I laughed at my reflection for thinking I was free. Then the singer held one note, and it knew everything. Oh, songs know better, they know where love has been. They open every locked up room and let the ache walk in. Oh, songs know better than I ever do. They don't bring back yesterday, they just bring back you. Maybe time is honest, maybe time is kind, but music has a memory time can't leave behind. If I could stop the feeling, I would have by now. But some wounds learn the rhythm and keep living anyhow. Old songs know better, they know the shape of pain. They turn a little heartbreak into something warm again. Old songs know better, that's why I let them play. They don't heal the love I lost, they help me hold the weight. Old songs know better, so I won't turn them down. Let them sing me through you when you come back around. All right now, the guitar hit first, then the room came alive. One last song on the jukebox, one more spark in your eyes. You smile like trouble, leaning close to the sound. And I knew by the first note you'd be hard to put down. The band was playing easy, the bass was walking slow, but something in your whisper had a fire down below. When the last light goes out, don't say my name, let the guitar cry sweetly, let the night take the blame. When the last light goes that kept me burning when the last light goes out. Your coat was on your shoulder, your laugh was low and rough. You said, baby, don't look at me like leaving ain't enough. I tried to keep it cool, tried to play my part, but your goodbye had a rhythm, and it walked across my heart. The drummer brushed the silence, the organ held the air. You were halfway to the doorway, but I still felt you there. When the last light goes out, don't say my name. Let the guitar cry sweetly, let the night take the blame. When the last light goes out, I'll learn to live without the love that kept me burning when the last light goes out. I don't need a sad song, I got your touch for that. I don't need the whiskey, I've got your leaving coming back. Some loves walk in laughing, some loves leave a scar. You were both, baby, and that's why you got this far. When the last light goes out, don't turn around. Let the blues keep moving where my heart can't make a sound. When the last light goes out, I won't beg the dawn, but I'll still hear that guitar long after you're gone. The band packs up slow, one last blue note falling, then the last light goes out. All right now. I didn't say your name, I let the piano answer. I sat beside the keys with my hands afraid to move. There are notes that know a woman better than the truth. I had no speech prepared, no brave little disguise, just a song I didn't ask for, rising behind my eyes. The first chord came out trembling, the second found the scar. By the third I saw your shadow standing where you are. I could not tell the story, my mouth had locked it tight. So I gave it to the music and let it speak all night. I let the piano answer what my heart could not say. Every low note carried you a little farther away. I let the piano answer till the silence broke in two. I didn't need to call you back to tell the room I loved you. The guitar came in gently, like a friend who understood, not trying to fix the hurting, just making hurting good. The Hammond rose behind me, soft as Sunday sin, and I felt the old ache open, then slowly close again. I never knew surrender could sound so much like grace, till I heard that lonely melody put mercy in your place. I wasn't done with missing, I wasn't done with pain, but the song took what was heavy and gave it back with a name. I let the piano answer what my heart could not say. Every low note carried you a little farther away. I let the piano answer till the silence broke in two. I didn't need to call you back to tell the room I loved you. Maybe that's forgiveness, maybe that's the blues, not forgetting what is broken, but choosing how it moves. If I must keep the sorrow, let it learn to sing. Let it bend, let it breathe, let it become something. I let the piano answer, and the whole night leaned close. Every chord rose higher, like a prayer from a ghost. I let the piano answer till my tears lost their claim. I came in full of your goodbye, but left with my own name. I didn't say your name, I didn't have to. The piano answered, and somehow I got through. The dog learned my name before you did. I was standing in the doorway with my courage wearing thin. You looked at me so gently, like you knew where I had been. No promise on your tongue, no halo in your eyes, just a little bit of danger, dressed up sweet and civilized. I should have stepped backward, I should have let it pass, but your silence had a rhythm that pulled me through the glass. I had survived the lonely, I had made peace with pain. Then you walked in softly, and the dark learned my name. The dark learned my name. When you held me close, every scar I buried started reaching for your ghost. The dark learned my name, and it sang it back to me. You were only one night, baby, but you sounded like destiny. You never asked for worship, you never played the saint. You only touched the places I was too proud to name. The piano kept confessing what my mouth refused to say, and I became the woman I had hidden far away. Your goodbye came quiet, no storm, no broken glass, just the kind of leaving that keeps breathing in the past. I thought I knew my sorrow, I thought I knew its shape. Then you gave it melody and taught it how to ache. The dark learned my name when you held me close. Every scar I buried started reaching for your ghost. The dark learned my name, and it sang it back to me. You were only one night, baby, but you sounded like destiny. If I could call it foolish, I could lay it down. If I could call you poison, I could spit you out. But you are almost holy in a dangerous way, and I have loved that trouble every night since that day. The dark learned my name, and I answered with fire. Every quiet little longing rose up like a choir. The dark learned my name. Let the whole room know I was never lost before you, but you taught me where to go. The dark learned my name. Now every lonely song knows where I belong. Baby, silk was warm on my shoulder, your hand was warmer still. The room held back its breathing like the night had lost its will. You didn't have to promise, you only had to stay. One slow look across the candle took my good sense away. I knew you were danger, soft as a hymn, a little taste of heaven with the lights turned dim. Silk was warm, but your love burned slow, sweet on my skin, then hard to let go. You touched me gentle, you left me blue. Now every midnight trembles with the shape of you. Your voice was low and broken, like a record late at night. Every word came wrapped in velvet, every lie almost sounded right. The guitar cried behind us, the organ held the room, and I wore your kiss like perfume I could never quite remove. I should've known better, I almost did, but lonely has a hunger that the heart can't keep hid. Silk was warm, but your love burned slow, sweet on my skin, then hard to let go. You touched me gentle, you left me blue. Now every midnight trembles with the shape of you. Oh, I don't call it heartbreak, that word feels too plain. It was thunder under satin, it was honey laced with pain. It was one beautiful mistake. I keep singing into smoke, a fire speaking softly every time my voice gets broke. Silk was warm, and your love burned slow, sweet on my skin, too deep to let go. You touched me gentle, you left me blue. Now every midnight trembles with the shape of you. No, I don't forget. The candle turns to shadow, the room grows still and thick, but somewhere on my shoulder I still feel your warmth in the silk. Don't pour me mercy. I didn't come here weak. Don't pour me mercy in that little silver glass. I have swallowed harder things than a man who didn't last. Don't call me broken, like you know where I've been. You only saw the wound, baby, not the woman under skin. I have cried in private, I have burned in lace, I've kissed my own reflection and forgiven her face. So lower the lights gently, let the old blues crawl, but don't you dare mistake me for a woman after all. Don't pour me mercy, pour me fire instead. I didn't rise from sorrow just to sleep among the dead. Don't pour me mercy, let that guitar cry. I may have loved the wrong one, but I learned how to survive. He left me with a silence too heavy for the room, so I turned it into velvet and I wore it like perfume. I walked past every whisper with my chin held clean. A queen without a kingdom, but a queen still means a queen. There are men who take your summer, there are nights that take your name, but a heart with deep roots, darling, can bloom inside the flame. I don't need your pity, I don't need your sigh. Just give me one more chorus and let the hurt fly high. Don't pour me mercy, pour me fire instead. I didn't rise from sorrow just to sleep among the dead. Oh, don't pour me mercy, let that guitar cry. I may have loved the wrong one, but I learned how to survive. I'm not made of marble, I'm not made of stone. I still shake when certain songs come looking for my bones, but I am done apologizing for the cracks that let me breathe. Every scar that stayed with me is a witness I can keep. Don't pour me mercy, pour the whole night strong. Let the hammer lift my spirit, let the saxophone drag the wrong. Don't pour me mercy, I'm not begging for the dawn. I came here with a broken heart, but I'm leaving with a song. Don't pour me mercy, let the last note bleed. Some women don't need need saving, they just need room to breathe. I left my heart standing where you said goodbye, not on some old corner, not beneath some crying sky, just in that small silence between your breath and mine, where love looked almost decent, pain looked almost kind. I walked away graceful, I even closed the door, but something soft inside me stayed waiting on that floor. I took my name with me, I took my pride along, but the part that wanted you never learned to move on. I left my heart standing in the place where you let go. It keeps asking every shadow what the daylight doesn't know. With its hands open wide, you went on living, baby, but I left too much inside. I learned to laugh at dinner, I learned to sleep alone, I learned to tell the mirror that this house became my own. But music has no manners, it walks in when it wants and lays your voice beside me like a beautiful old haunt. The body can remember what the mouth will not explain. So I pour another quiet and let the record turn. Some lessons come from leaving, some from what still burns. Keeps asking every shadow what the daylight doesn't know. I left my heart standing with its hands open wide. You went on living, baby, but I left too much inside. I should thank you for the woman I became. She wears her sorrow better, and she doesn't beg for flame. But sometimes when the room gets low and the piano bends, I feel her reaching backward, for the night that never ends. I left my heart standing, but tonight I call it home. Every broken little piece of me has learned to sing alone. My prison, now you're only melody. I left my heart standing, but it found its way through. Not back to your arms, baby, back to something true. Pretty lies burn slow, sweet enough to hold. They warm you like a lover, then leave you in the cold. Pretty lies burn slow, and yours burn best. I still feel the ashes sleeping in my chest. You never said forever, you were kinder than that. You only kissed my shoulder and let the silence act. I gave you all my caution, folded nice and clean. You gave me one look, baby, and walked right through the scene. The guitar knew before me, the piano tried to warn, but the heart loves danger when it's lonely and warm. Pretty lies burn slow, sweet enough to hold. They warm you like a lover, then leave you in the cold. Pretty lies burn slow, and yours burn best. I still feel the ashes sleeping in my chest. Your mouth was not a promise, but it sounded close enough. Your hands were not salvation, but they knew the shape of love. I let the night forgive you for the things you never said. Now every quiet hour finds your shadow in my bed. The organ held the room down, the bass line moved like sin, and I knew I was losing before I let you in. Pretty lies burn slow, sweet enough to hold. They walk sleeping in my chest. I don't need the truth now. Truth came much too late. I would rather keep the fever than pretend I never stayed. Some love is a matchstick. Ooh, some love is a storm. Yours was a quiet fire that kept my sorrow warm. Pretty lies burn slow, sweet enough to hold. They warm you like a lover and leave you in the cold. Pretty lies burn slow, and yours burn best. I still feel the ashes breathing in my chest. Pretty lies. They don't die easy. They just burn low. Beautiful things can be cruel. I learned that from you. You were not a stone. You were not a knife. You were a velvet kind of danger with a soft hand on my life. You never looked like trouble. That was trouble's finest trick. You smiled like clean water that made the whole room sick. I followed every gesture like a fool follows a flame. And by the time I felt the burning, I was whispering your name. I thought love should warn me. I thought pain came loud. But some heartbreak wears perfume and disappears into a crowd. Beautiful things can be cruel. They can kiss you like a dream, then leave you with a silence that knows how to scream. Beautiful things can be cruel. They can shine while they destroy. You are the sweetest kind of sorrow I ever called joy. I don't blame the evening, I don't blame the wine. I blame the little hunger that kept reaching past the sign. Your voice was almost tender. Your hands were almost true. But almost is a country. I got lost inside with you. I should have kept my distance. I should have blessed my pride. But nobody teaches lonely how to step aside. Now I know the lesson. Now I know the rule. The prettiest kind of leaving can make a wise woman a fool. and kiss you like a dream, then leave you with a silence that knows how to scream. Beautiful things can be cruel. They can shine while they destroy. You are the sweetest kind of sorrow I ever called joy. If you have been ugly in the way you broke my heart, I could have called it over, I could have played my part. But you were warm as candlelight and calm as Sunday rain. So I keep forgiving beauty for inventing pain. Beautiful things can be cruel. Let the old guitar testify. Some angels don't have halos, some devils don't have lies. Beautiful things can be cruel, and I loved one once too well. He gave me just enough heaven to make me homesick for hell. Beautiful things can be cruel, that much is true. I learned it slow, and I learned it blue.